This castle had a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses. This guest of summer, the temple-haunting Macbeth, does approve by his loved mentioning that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. No jetty, frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird had made his pendant bed in procreant cradle, where they must breed and haunt. I have observed that the air is delicate. See, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometimes is our trouble, which still we thank as love. Herein I teach you how you'll bid God yield to us for your pains, and thank us for your trouble.
All our service in every point twice done, and then done double were poor and single business, to contend against those honours deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hermits.
Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves and what is theirs in crown to make audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when it is done, then it were well. It were done quickly. The assassination could trammel up the consequence, and to catch up with the Circe's success, that but this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, would jump the life to come. In these cases we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which being thought return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He is here in double trust. Just as I am his kinsman and his subject strong both against the deed, then has his host, who should against his murder shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, his Duncan had borne his faculties so meek, had been so clear in his great office, that his virtues would plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the sightless careers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed. In every eye that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sights of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and folds on the other.
How now? What news?
Yes, almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Had he asked for me?
No, you're not, he has.
We will proceed no further in this business.
He had honoured me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn out in the newest glass.
Cast aside so soon.
Is the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Had it slept since and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time shall I count thy love. Art thou feared to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thy own self-esteem, letting I dare not wait upon our wood like a poor cat in their cage?
Prithee, peace!
I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none. What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than a man. No time, no place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They had made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and I know how tender it is to love a baby that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed his brains out. Had I so sworn as you have done this to this? If we should fail. We fail? But screw your courage to this sticking place, and we'll not fail. When Duncan is asleep, where to the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him. His two chamberlains will lie with wine and wassail, so convinced that memory, the water of the brain, shall be a fuel, and the received a reason, a limber only. When in Spanish sleep their dreaded nature lies as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon the spongy officer who shall bear the guilt of our great peril? Bring forth many children only. For thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but names. Will not we receive, when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and use the very daggers that they have done it? Who dares receive it otherwise, as we shall make our graves and clamour roar upon his death? Unsettled, and bent up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time of the fairest show. False face must hide a false heart, doth not. How goes the night, boy? The moon is down, and I have not heard the clock. But she goes down at 12. I take it is later, sir. Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. A heavy summon lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Who's there? A friend. What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He had been an unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife withal, by the name of the most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content. Being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect, which else should free have wrought. All's well. I dreamt last night of the three great sisters. To you they have showed some truth. I think not of them. Yet when we can treat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time. At your kindest leisure. If you shall cleave to my consent, when 'tis, I shall make honor for you. So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear. I shall be counselled. Good repose the while. Thanks, sir. Good night to you. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me touch thee. I have been hurt, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fit of mission, sensible to feelings to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation resembling beneath a pleasant ray? I see thee yet, in form as lovely as this which now I draw. Thou marshals be the way of glory, and such an instinct to use. Mine eyes are made full of the other senses, or else I will work all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and touching gouts of blood which was not so before. There is no such thing as the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, on the one hand, what nature seems dead, and the dreams abused and condemned to sleep, witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and murder, alarmed by scenting the evil hounds in his watch, thus with stealthy pace, with tarred wings, crouching stride, moves his design most like a ghost. Sure and firm scepter, yellow my steps, which way they walk from real thy very stones break my whereabout, and take the present honor from the time which now suits you with it. Whilst I